It's a tough act to follow, Andy Biggs. We're going to miss him dearly up here. He's been an ally of ours basically his entire career. I know Arizona needs him, but it's a tough loss for those of us who work in immigration policy. He's one of the best there is. He's got the greatest team behind him. Chris is right. IAP is relatively new. I come from Numbers USA. I started my career on the Hill with Numbers 13 years ago. So while we're a new organization, we have some old faces. I immediately worked for Rosemary Jenks, who loves all of you dearly. She taught me everything she knew. And she instilled pretty early on how important Eagle Forum was to us and to the movement. Her love of you guys, her love of Phyllis especially. It's still a thing. I was thinking last night about our history with Eagle Forum and Phyllis, and there was one time where Rosemary and I had a heated dispute over how to properly tell the waiter it was time to take our plate away. Phyllis settled that. And it'll surprise you that I was wrong. I'm proud to admit I was wrong. But Eagle Forum's had such a special place in my heart. When I started on the Hill, you had Colleen up here. I spent years with Glenn and Kevin. Glenn has effectively become another sibling of mine, and some of my core memories of time working on the Hill were with Glenn, now McKay. And of course, Tabitha and Chris now are rock stars. They're a constant staple on the Hill. They are there everywhere I am, and it's good to have an ally that's been there forever. There are a lot of new organizations popping up. I know IEP is relatively new. There are some organizations that have just come out of nowhere, and they're good on the issue of immigration. There are some organizations that haven't historically been good on immigration that are just now getting the idea that it's trendy and this is the way to be. There are a few organizations that have been right the whole time. And so it's kind of cool for us to look back and say, IAP and Eagle Forum, we've been here the whole time. And we have been right the whole time, and it's just now getting to the point where you folks recognize that and are acting accordingly. But the Overton window has shifted in our favor pretty tremendously over the past couple of years. In fact, probably about the past 4 years. The GOP is stronger than it has ever been before. I think the blessing of the chaos of the Biden administration was that they showed everyone how bad this really is. And Republicans are just now getting to the point where they realize we've got to do something about it. The voters all agree with us. This chaos can't stand. We have a White House that's actually fully committed to this issue. They're still committed to this issue. And all of the stats are showing it. We're on month 7 in a row of record low nationwide encounters. That's border, that's airports, seaports, that's everything. They're really, really low, and they're staying flat, which is good. So far, from our friends at the Center for Immigration Studies, we estimate 1.6 million illegal aliens have left the labor force. And there's a mix of that in there. That sounds like a really good number. It's a great number. It's a great place to start. We don't know where those 1.6 million are. Most of those people, many of those people may have dropped out of the labor force because they're scared. And they're watching and they're waiting to see what Congress does and whether or not they stay or whether or not they go. Some of those people have been deported, but it's a pretty small number. Another even smaller number of people who actually voluntarily went through the DHS app called CBP Home, got $1,000 per person and went home. What we think a large bulk of those people are people who looked around, saw how bad things were getting for illegal immigration, recognized they were no longer welcome, the party's over, and it's time to go home. And that's what you want in a credible immigration system. You want people to say, I'm a rational person. If there's no reason for me to come to the US and stay, I'm not gonna come, I'm not gonna stay, I'm gonna go home. That's what we've been fighting for as a team for decades. And we're finally seeing it. We've got job growth actually going to native-born Americans for the first time in enforcement actions outside of those frozen deportations. So assuming for a moment that those deportations aren't frozen, we can't even arrest people in or near protected areas. And we define protected areas. Where are they? Any school, hospital, medical or mental health facility, place of worship or religious study, place where children gather, place providing social services, place providing a disaster or emergency relief, place where a funeral, wedding, or other ceremony occurs, which I assume everyone gets married all over the place. That's odd. Or any ceremony. Wow. A place where a parade or demonstration is ongoing, and any courthouse. The courthouse has been a major thing for the left because they obviously don't want people who are disarmed, who are already in legal proceedings, who are in a safe environment surrounded by police, to actually have a risk of being arrested for existing crimes and existing violation of immigration law.